What's going on, guys? This is the Kentucky Prime Picks podcast. My name's Devin Hood, here with Gibb, Laser, Austin, and Biddy. We're going to run through the college football playoffs, first-round matchups tonight. We're going to do a little bit of college basketball as well as the NFL for the weekend. First game that we've got coming up here in about an hour is Indiana-Notre Dame. Notre Dame 6.5-point favorites with an over-under set at 50.5. What do we think Notre Dame's going to do here tonight, guys?
I think they win. Don't really like it, but I also think they, hit the over. I think Indiana's the second highest scoring team in the playoffs, and Notre Dame's the third. I think it'll be a shootout.
Do we have faith in Notre Dame like that, though? Let's not forget they lost in Northern Illinois early in the season.
Should have been, yeah.
That was early in the season, though, Dad.
That was early in the season, but, your record is who you say you are.
They're the Fighting Irish.
Going on a 10-game win streak right now, right?
Exactly.
So, Gibb, what do you think? Notre Dame, Indiana.
I'm going to have to go with my underdog on this one again. Go 2 for 2, see if we can't go 2 weeks in a row. Got Navy right last week, see if we can't get Indiana right this week.
That's right. We did get Navy somewhat right last week, depending on, how in between the lines you read on that. We might have said bang the spread with Army, but put a little sentimental pick in there for Navy, and they ended up coming through for us. That was a really good game, actually.
It was a really, really good game.
It didn't go the way that I thought it was going to at all. Kind of actually flipped the script on us completely. Yeah. That's kind of what I expected Army to come out and do to Navy, but Navy decided they were going to control the ball, throw it a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't really a Navy offense that we're used to seeing.
It wasn't. But if you hit that Navy money line, you probably made a few bucks over the last weekend. Yeah, I think I agree with Gibb here. Indiana is good plus money at plus 205. I wouldn't be mad at taking the Indiana money line, as well as, like Austin said, hitting that over at 50.5. Indiana likes to score points. Their head coach, Kurt Signetti, if you don't know him, just Google him, right?
Right.
That's what he says. All right, moving on. SMU and Penn State. Penn State, big favorite in this one, minus 8.5. Over-under set at 53.5. I hate Penn State.
I don't know what it is.
I'll tell you what it is. It's their coach. I hate James Franklin with a burning passion. He ever since he put up that 40-piece against Kentucky whenever he was at Vandy, there was like 12 people in the stands. He didn't have to do that. But he did it anyway, moved on to Penn State. I don't see them covering that over-under 53.5.
No, that's a little steep.
I also don't really like the spread.
No, I don't like the 8.5 at all. I wouldn't be confident enough to say SMU money line. I would maybe go an alternate spread here. What do you think, Gibb? 2.5? Give them a field goal?
I might actually just ride with the SMU plus 8.5 spread.
Yeah?
To have them just keep it within. I can see that happening pretty easily.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. And then, Penn State's not a big offensive team. So I don't see how they get to that 53.5, especially after what Clemson did to SMU in the ACC championship. I think they're coming in kind of limping.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably have to put money on Penn State.
Yeah.
I'd probably hit the under.
Yeah, I think that's the good move right there. Maybe, kind of like Gibb said, I think I like the plus 8.5 for SMU, though.
Yeah.
Not bad. Next game, we got Clemson and Texas. This is the biggest spread for our first-round playoff matchups. Texas, 12.5-point favorites, over-under at 50.5. Clemson, plus 375 if you hit the money line. That's a big spread for a playoff game.
It's a huge spread.
And, let's not forget what Georgia, I know it's Georgia, but, they beat Texas just a couple weeks ago in the SEC championship. I don't like the 12.5.
Honestly, I could see Texas pulling away with it and easily pulling out that 12.5.
You think so?
I think so.
You don't have any faith in Dabo Swinney?
I don't. Not this season. Texas is just, they're on it. I think they're going to make a pretty deep run in the playoffs, if not win it all.
Yeah. I would maybe do an alternate spread there, like 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5
just to cover the base.
Feel safe, but honestly, I don't know if there's any money on that.
Yeah, I don't either. I would definitely hit the over-under, though, 50.5. I would take the over.
Yeah, probably be a shootout.
Yeah, I feel like, Texas is probably going to come in and score mid-30s up to, 40-something. I think Clemson's going to kind of hang in there. This could end up being a game, maybe a 42-30, something like that. So, yeah, I do like that 50.5 for the over. All right, I think the most exciting matchup of the first round, though, Tennessee-Ohio State. Ohio State 7.5-point favorites, over-under set at 46.5. This is one that we were talking about earlier. I kind of like Tennessee money line here at plus 220.
I'm taking Tennessee all day.
Same.
I
just don't like the way you all feel about Penn State is the way I feel about Ohio State.
Well, I feel about Ohio State in that same manner, too. I don't know why they're getting this 7.5 points. Their money line is minus 275. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're pretty good. But Tennessee's not bad.
No.
I mean, that's a good football team. Josh Heupel offense is crazy. I think the over-under at 46.5 is really low, considering how well we know Tennessee can score the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Especially watching them in the SEC. But I would lean towards that plus 220 money line for Tennessee.
I'm going to take the money line for Tennessee, and I'm going to hit the over on this one.
Has anybody got that typed into a FanDuel right now? What kind of money does that give us if we hit a Indiana, Tennessee, over on the Tennessee-Ohio State, over on the Texas-Clemson? See what we can kind of get cooked up here.
So right now I've got plus 62.73.
Plus 62.73.
But I do have the SMU plus money line, or the keeping it plus with the spread.
Yeah. So if you went SMU plus 8.5, Indiana money line, Tennessee money line, and the over on Tennessee Ohio State, and the over on Texas Clemson.
Yeah. I guess you had 62.73.
62.73. That's good money right there.
Yeah, $10. I mean, that's a pretty steep $10 bet, but it pays out $627. So
hey, that ain't bad. We've got another one here from Stuart. He wasn't able to join us tonight, but we hit the old phone a friend option here. He's got over 46.5 for the Tennessee-Ohio State, and then a Tennessee alternate spread of plus 10.5. He's got an over 50.5 for Clemson, Texas, a Texas alternate spread of 2.5. Notre Dame money line with their over, and then the over on Penn State and SMU with a Penn State alternate spread of 2.5. That is plus 4,018. So $10 pay out $401.80.
Not a bad little bet.
That's not a bad alternate. It kind of fades yourself, which we've learned, doing some sports betting now. You kind of got to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to cover all the bases whenever you're doing this. Sometimes you put a bet in, you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Go back through, fade yourself a little bit, right?
All the time.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's what you got to do.
I just hate when I shoot myself in the foot and don't end up changing the one team I was halfway doubting and lose both my bets.
Yeah.
Trying to hedge myself and can't do anything with it.
That's how it goes most of the time. You end up locking. I do it all the time with anytime touchdowns on NFL. I'll be like, Stephon Diggs is definitely getting one, so I'll put him in 3, and out of those 3, he's the only one to not get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can have like a 6-7 legger. It's like, you know what? I like Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's going to guarantee one this week.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's killed me on anytime touchdowns.
Yeah, he's hurting my parlays bad.
Because, he scores constantly, but I feel like anytime I bet him, he just doesn't, he gets 80, 90 yards in a game, but just doesn't get any touchdowns. It's a game where they're throwing the ball a lot. Mark Andrews comes in, gets a touchdown.
Hate that.
Yeah, that's not who I picked.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. College basketball. We've got 6 games here for tomorrow, Saturday. Start off with one of our favorites, Kentucky and Ohio State. Kentucky 5.5-point favorites. Personally, I don't feel like that's enough.
No.
I would like to see that spread, 9.5, 10.5 points.
And I say they win by double digits at least.
And that's a Louisville fan.
Honestly, I could see it being a 15-point game. Like, it depends on how the final couple of minutes go. If we keep pressure on, or if we don't.
Yeah, that'll be the big thing. Kind of key to the game is, do we see the killer instinct from the Kentucky Wildcats? They've had a few games this year where they've had an opponent on the ropes ready to put them out, and they just can't land the knockout punch. Put them away. They'll come back, get it within 6 or 7. Kentucky will jump out on another run. So I'd like to see them, keep the foot on the gas against Ohio State. Win this game by, 15, 20 points would be ideal, right? especially after we seen the way Auburn was able to handle Ohio State just a couple weeks ago. Beat them by,
39.
39.
Yeah, that one kind of hurts.
It's embarrassing
to look at.
Yeah. I mean, I would hate to get beat by 39 by somebody, but,
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, I don't think Kentucky's going to beat them by 39, but I'd like to see, like I said, about 15, 20 points.
Yeah, I could see a 15 happening pretty solidly. 20, we might be pushing it.
Yeah.
Just because, that fatigue, players kind of get complacent. You watch the game, you might see a guy that looks like his controller died, and he's just sitting there. So sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't.
Is that Oway you referencing?
That was an Oway reference.
Yeah. Austin, he bet Otega Oway to get, over
10 points against Gonzaga.
over 10
He actually did. I think he scored 12, but it took him
the entire game.
Yeah, for the last 6 minutes of the game, he was just in the corner, wasn't moving.
Yeah, that has been an issue sometimes when Kentucky has backups in the game. The offense doesn't look like it runs as well. People are kind of standing, waiting for the ball. They're not creating that movement that you like to see in a Mark Pope offense. But last game against Louisville, got Lamont Butler back, and we've seen the offense, run really well. Lamont Butler, whenever he's in, he just brings that team to a whole different level than what they're usually able to do if he's not able to play.
There's a completely different dynamic. There's completely different energy with him on the court. Like, even if he didn't drop 33 points, having him back just made everybody else so much more comfortable.
Yeah, he brings a big comfort level to the game, and, I mean, his three-point shooting has developed insanely this year.
Oh, for sure.
What did he go, 6 for 6 in that game against Louisville, I think, from 3.
Yeah.
And we've said it before on the Kentucky Prime Sports podcast. This is a guy that we heard about at the beginning of the year. This is a defensive guy. He's going to come in. He's going to be, a pest on defense. He's going to get steals. He's going to, get fouls. And, I mean, I don't think anybody was really expecting the offensive firepower that he's brought to the team this year.
Yeah, it's just a completely different level. Like, you were expecting, a couple shooters here and there, but you also didn't expect our, defensive player of the year to be also our leading scorer some games.
Yeah, I think right now he's averaging 15 or 16 a game,
which
is kind of crazy.
I think Oway's still slightly higher on the average.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, after seeing what he did against Louisville, you've got to expect Lamont Butler to come out every game and have a big game. Because, I mean, there's not been a time this season where he's really disappointed. He's looked really good. Next college basketball game we're going to look at is going to be Louisville and Florida State. I figure we throw Louisville in here for our Louisville fans here.
Yes, sir.
Florida State favored by 1.5.
That's a lot.
I don't agree with that. I'll be honest with you.
They made that up. I think, obviously lost, but I think we looked pretty good against Kentucky given our, 7-guy rotation.
You all played well.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
I was getting worried.
Yeah, there was a time, they brought it back within, 5 or 6 points, and I was like, they might actually come through and, get on a little run. Luckily, Kentucky had enough firepower to kind of hold that off, but, against Florida State,
I think we win.
Yeah, I would take Louisville money line here.
Yeah, I like the plus 110. It's not a huge one, but it's still a
there's
positive
money to be
line.
made.
Yeah.
There is money to be made.
Yeah, I would take Louisville money line in that all day long. And, like you said, you don't want to talk about the injuries. But if you all had your full roster, you all would be ranked for sure.
Yeah, I think we'd be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Either way, still an upgrade from the last 2 years. I'm happy, last 2 years, no contest on any games, really.
Right.
It's kind of good to have the Kentucky-Louisville rivalry back.
Yeah, it is. Things got a little chippy.
Yeah.
They're, pushing at the bench.
Might be a thug. I don't know.
He's not a thug. He got pushed.
What about whenever he punched and elbowed Hepburn in the back of the head?
I don't
didn't
know what
see
you were
that.
looking at. I didn't see anything of that nature.
You want to see it?
No, we don't have to pull it up. Anyway, so yeah, I would think Louisville at plus. What do we say? 110 there. I would lock that into a parlay.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'll be comfortable with it.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that over under 152.5?
That's one thing about Louisville too this year. They've kind of scored some points.
Yeah, kind of been scoring.
152.5 though. That's what does that come out to? I wonder.
Like 77, 77, 76.
Yeah. I don't.
I
I've
think
watched.
it's doable.
Yeah, I've watched 2 Louisville games this year. I seen, the Kentucky-Louisville game, obviously. Then I watched them when they played Oklahoma in the, was it Battle for Atlantis?
Yeah.
And, I mean, that was a game, the game before that is when they lost Proctor.
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean.
Pryor?
Pryor, sorry.
No, we lost Pryor in the Oklahoma game.
Oh, was it the Oklahoma game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, I mean, yeah, that was a big, he was a big offensive guy that you all lost in that game and only lost by, what was that?
It was very close.
It was close. For some reason, 60 to 67 is kind of popping out there. So I think, at 157.5 or whatever we said the spread was, or over under, I wouldn't be
152.
152.
I wouldn't be shocked if it went either way.
Yeah.
No comment on that.
I don't know if I'd put it in there.
No, I would leave it out.
But I could see them hitting it for sure.
Yeah.
I would say an unofficial thing. I'm gonna go ahead and say they hit the over.
Yeah.
I might not bet it. I'll definitely bet them money line.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm locking in for sure a 153 plus game.
Yeah.
I hate for that to be what ruins a parlay.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't have any issues taking Louisville money line though.
No.
Next game we're going to look at Arkansas versus North Carolina A&T. All right, the only reason I put this in here, Arkansas is a 28.5 point favorite. I don't know if Arkansas has beat anybody by 28.5, 29 points this year. Being a Kentucky fan, we've seen Cal struggle in games like this. UNC, Wilmington, Evansville, the Peacocks, what are they? Who was that? The Oscar Sheboy year. St. Peter's, Oakland.
Yeah, it seems like Cal always has like one of those just horrendous losses or something like that pop up on us. So something that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I'm not going to go as far to say they lose because
No.
I think that'd be crazy. But I don't think they cover 28.5.
No.
Yeah,
If you bet $10 on their money line, you win a nickel.
Wow.
Minus 20,000.
Could you imagine losing $10 to win a nickel?
That'd be crazy.
What is North Carolina A&T's money line?
Plus 3,500. $10 wins $350.
That's not bad. One thing I like to do is at night, second half, about 6 minutes left in the game, I like to go through, see big favorites that are in a tight game, and just bet the money line for the team they're playing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out. Most of the time it doesn't.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's worth a shot.
Yeah. But last season, when USC, University of Southern California, played Long Beach State, I'm pretty sure, that was one that I was checking score every 5 or 10 minutes. I locked it in, had a few others that hit along with it, and I think like $10 won $3,000 that night.
Yeah, so that was a pretty good night for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one that I always, kind of cherry picking in the back, just waiting to see, who could be an upset. James Madison and Michigan State last year, one of the first games of the year. That was another one that, underdog came in, got the win, and we were able to, make a little money off of a big plus at that point. All right, next one. This game's actually happening tonight. Number 19 Cincinnati versus number 22 Dayton. Cincinnati are 3.5 point favorites. They are minus 154 on the money line.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how to take this game. I haven't watched either team really play this season. I'm just kind of going gut feelings and everything.
What's the gut saying, Gib?
The gut's pulling out, I'm going to say a 5-point Cincinnati win.
5 points. So you take the spread at that point?
The spread and the money line.
Spread and the money line.
I don't know about that 137.
No, yeah.
That's an awfully low number, so neither one of these teams really seems to be scoring like that.
The only time I see Dayton is whenever they, make it to the tournament at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, our 12 seed is the Dayton Flyers. And you're like, oh, look at that. They're got
always
in. Always. But, yeah, that could be a good game. We might have to check it out. I know 8 o'clock, the Indiana-Notre Dame game comes on, so we'll have to maybe flip back and forth. We'll have to see. But, Gib, going with the gut, Cincinnati 5-point win.
Yes, sir.
Next, we're going to look at another CBS Championship Classic game happening tomorrow before the Kentucky-Ohio State game. UCLA and North Carolina. UCLA is 1.5 point favorites. I'm going to get your all's thoughts on this, and I'll share mine.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm trying to find the stat line for it. There we go. Oh, I think I might take North Carolina.
You take North Carolina?
I think I take North Carolina at home.
It's hard to bet against North Carolina, but they're kind of having a down year.
Yeah, you got to think this game's not at Chapel Hill. This is at in Madison Square Garden.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that changes it.
That does.
A little bit.
UCLA.
Yeah, I'm taking UCLA all day. I would maybe even alternate that spread to maybe 3.5.
Yeah, 1.5's a little.
1.5 either way. But I think UCLA is probably going to come in. North Carolina's, like you said, they're having a down year. I could see UCLA running away with that one.
Yeah, I could too.
Yeah, after checking more of their win losses and everything,
They've had some bad losses this year, right?
They have had a couple bad ones.
Who we got on the bad loss list? Do we have it in front of us?
Oh, internet's slow.
Got to get on the Wi-Fi
They
again.
lost to Alabama, not a bad loss at all.
That Alabama game's kind of close, wasn't it, or no?
Not really. 15.
Oh, okay. That was in the SEC ACC challenge.
Lost to Kansas by only 3 at the beginning of the year. Lost to Auburn by 13. Lost to Michigan State by 3 in overtime.
All right, maybe scratch that on the bad losses for North
Lost
Carolina.
to Florida recently. Yeah, that's
Okay,
those are all pretty solid losses.
Yeah, those are all top 25 teams actually. But either way, I'm still going UCLA. I think the trend of North Carolina losing to top 25 teams
It's
continue.
gonna continue for sure.
Yeah, it still doesn't change my thought. I would maybe move that up, alternate spread it a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of Auburn, moving into our next game, our last college basketball game, Purdue and Auburn. Auburn 7.5-point favorites at the time of recording this. That needs to be 17.5.
Yeah.
Not every bit of it.
Auburn, I mean, I know Tennessee's the number one team in the country right now. Auburn is playing some good basketball.
They are.
Bruce Pearl has got his guys. I mean, they're scoring points. They're playing defense. We talked about it already. They beat Ohio State by 110. I mean, crazy numbers that they've been putting up.
Yeah, I definitely I might do an alternate spread on this one. This one might be the Kentucky game might do a 15 point.
Just, throw it out there.
And I'm going to slam the over.
Yeah, what is the over-under on that?
149.5.
That's not high enough.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I would take the over. I would alternate spread at Auburn 14.5. That way you clear the 15. I think, depending on what happens in this game, Auburn could make the jump potentially to number one overall in the country when the rankings come out Monday. Because Purdue is ranked, what are they, number
16.
Number 16. So you get a big win against the 16th team in the country, beat them by 15 or 20, kind of like we're talking. You start looking at maybe moving up over Tennessee, taking that jump.
I could definitely see that happening. That they have to show up and show out.
Yeah.
You can't pull out just the spread win. You can't win by 8 or anything and get that step up. You have to come out and.
That game is at Auburn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 7.5.
Yeah,
That's not enough. Zach Edey is not on Purdue's team anymore.
No, I'm glad.
Yeah, he don't get us started on Zach Edey.
You're not a fan of him at all.
I'm really excited for when Auburn and Alabama play. When SEC play starts, the SEC, they're just going to beat each other up. It's going to be a bloodbath, as Mark Pope said recently, actually. But, I mean, there's, 16 teams in the SEC. I think 14 of them are ranked. Just about every one of them is projected to be in the top 25 or the NCAA tournament, sorry. And then, South Carolina, supposed to be the worst team in the SEC. They beat Clemson the other day. Missouri, another one that's supposed to be one of the worst teams. They beat Kansas on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, they look pretty good, the whole SEC as a conference. All right, moving into our NFL games for the night. We're going to go through all NFL games for the week. Gibb, start reading me some teams, brother.
So first off, we got the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Texans and Chiefs.
Yes, sir. Spread is a -3.5 for the Chiefs. Money line -180, and over/under set at 41.5.
I hate the spread.
Hate it.
That's why.
They know that's going to be a field goal. It could be a field goal game. That's why they're doing the 3.5, not the 2.5.
Where is that at? Kansas City?
Yeah, it's at KC. So,
if you want to bet it, I would say Kansas City money line. I wouldn't do the spread. I wouldn't alternate.
How you feel about that 41.5 over under?
I would take the over.
I do like the over.
I feel like that, like a 24-20.
Yeah.
24-20 game, I think is kind of what you're looking at there. Maybe a 28-17.
The Chiefs haven't looked too hot.
No, they haven't.
They haven't scored over 30 all year.
No, I mean, I don't.
I would say they've hit 30, I think, maybe 2 or 3 times. But, yeah, they've never broke that 30 mark. They haven't hit over 31.
They only scored 21 against the Browns last week.
Yeah. I don't. The more y'all talk, the more it sounds like take the under.
Yeah.
If this game was played last year, if it was last year's Texans
over easy.
Against this year's Chiefs, I would take Texans money line and the over.
No,
but the Texans haven't looked any good either.
No.
Kansas City's not looked good. Travis Kelce's a bum. We established that last week.
Bum.
Patrick Mahomes not looked too hot either.
He got hurt.
Biddy benched him.
He did get benched.
Benched for Sam Darnold, too.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
I mean, who would have thought they'd say that in 2024?
I never thought I'd hear that one.
No, but, yeah, I hate that game all around, actually.
Yep, we'll not be watching.
I'll say, will this be Casey's second loss of the season?
I sure hope so.
I don't think it will.
The Texans, Stroud's fresh.
Yeah, Stroud's
not
looking
least
good this year.
I don't see the NFL letting them lose this game.
Oh,
no.
No.
Taylor Swift's going to be there. That's the thing.
Is she going to be there? I was about to say, if she's going to be there, I'd bang a Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. Which, I don't know, that was the thing last year. He was getting touchdowns, and then all of a sudden Taylor Swift starts coming to games, and he just can't catch a ball.
You get a little nervous up there.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't know. She's got a lot of money. Maybe that makes him nervous.
I mean, it would make me nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's your job. Just catch the ball.
That's all you got to do.
Easier said than done, I guess.
So are we taking anything out of that game, or are we just kind of letting that one sit absent?
I wouldn't let that one sit.
The over-under is still kind of it's intriguing.
I'm teetering way too much to make a call on it, honestly.
Yeah. That may be one. It's a game-time decision.
Yeah. Make sure any last-minute injuries pop up and check all that.
Yeah.
Just double-check and hedge yourself.
Yeah. No betting advice here on Chiefs and Texans. All right, Gib, what we got next?
Oh, also, that's a Saturday game.
That is a Saturday game, isn't it? Is that one?
Saturday at 1:01.
Yeah, 1:01 on Peacock.
That's right, yeah, Peacock game. Christmas is the Netflix games, right?
Yeah.
That's weird. How do you think Netflix is going to handle that?
We saw what they did at the Jake Paul fight.
That we did.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be buffering a lot of the game.
If you can even tune in.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I would love to see. I never seen it, but, what was the number that they ended up putting out for the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight? It had to be an insane amount of people trying to get on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to have more people watching an NFL game on Christmas or if you're going to have more people watching that fight. So
probably
it's kind of hard.
watching the fight.
I'd say the fight,
yeah. So I feel like the fight had a lot more hype behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Drew in a bigger audience.
Which every time there's a big fight, we end up getting issues with the streaming.
Yeah, every time.
Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather had issues. Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather had issues.
Yeah.
So I think they just really promote these events well. And, they're broadcast worldwide. So it definitely makes a difference.
It does. I actually ended up catching most of the fight on Antonio Brown's stream on Twitter.
Yeah.
He had 6 million viewers.
Antonio Brown is a character.
Cracker of the day.
Big fan of Cracker of the Day.
Oh, yeah.
I love whenever he's at that Trump rally and he's talking. He's like, all of you all are my crackers of the day.
Yeah.
Like, what a guy.
Comedy.
All right, rolling into the second game on Saturday. We got the Steelers at the Ravens.
Steelers at Ravens. What is the spread on that?
The spread's an even 7. I hate when they do an even spread.
Yeah, maybe 6.5.
So, funny you say that even 7. Stewart messaged us in, said he would take Steelers at +7.
I don't hate it.
It just depends on which Lamar Jackson you get.
I mean, that's very factual. It depends on just who shows up.
I feel like Saturday is kind of a weird time.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think a lot of these guys haven't played on Saturday in years.
You're right. I do think if MVP Lamar Jackson shows up,
They should cover that 7 all
should
day.
be easy.
But this is one, the Steelers and the Ravens, they, it's a good rival game.
It is. The over is set at 44.5.
I'll take the over.
I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
No. Both teams can score.
Yeah. I would probably just I don't think I'd mess with the spread here.
No.
I think I would just do the over.
I'll do Ravens money line and over.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. What we got next, Gib?
All right, so start rolling into our Sunday games. Starts out with
that feels natural.
Not so great game. It's Browns at Bengals.
Browns at Bengals.
Plus 8.5 or an 8.5 point spread
for the Bengals.
Yes, for the Bengals.
You know, I after last week, I'm a little mad at Joe Burrow. I had a nice little parlay cooked up, 5 or 6 legs. I sent it to you guys. Everything hit except Joe Burrow's over on his passing yards. He needed 275.5, and he threw for 273.
Yeah, that was hurt.
Like you see.
Yeah, that was a bad beat right there.
Over under, I don't know if we said that. That's at 46.5.
I like the over.
I'd say they cover easy, yeah.
I like the over because, I mean, Jameis Winston likes to throw pick sixes.
He does.
Joe Burrow likes to turn the ball over every now and then. I think this
defense non-existent. I don't know if they get any pick sixes.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe Burrow can sling it though.
Yeah, he can.
He scores.
I mean, Tennessee kind of put up points on him. I mean, as bad as Will Levis was, they bring Mason Rudolph in. That game wasn't close by any means, but
right.
I mean, they scored enough to cover that spread.
Yeah.
I mean, I would almost say Burrow's having close to an MVP season. The defense isn't there, so they're getting destroyed. And now they're 6-18.
Yeah,
you can't pull an MVP out of that.
No,
because MVPs win games.
Have you all seen all the things that have to happen for the Bengals to get into the playoffs?
No.
So they have to win out, and then there's like 6 teams that either have to go 0-3 or they have to lose 2-3 or something crazy for the Bengals to get in.
So very unlikely.
Yeah, like they need the who is it? They need the Broncos to go 0-3, which they on their way to do that, lost last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy things need to happen. If Joe Burrow somehow squeaks his way into the playoffs and makes a run, I mean that's got to go into the MVP conversation, right?
You would think so.
You would think so, but
Lamar Jackson's been looking pretty nice too.
So is Josh Allen.
So yeah,
Josh Allen's doing it quietly.
Yeah, well, he's throwing the ball to himself. He's
doing it all.
Yeah,
he's that guy.
Has he kicked a field goal yet?
I wouldn't doubt it at this point.
What we don't know this yet, do we? Like the MVP, odds. Have they put that out yet? I'm curious to see what that is now that we're talking about MVP.
Okay. The odds are Josh Allen minus 1,000. He is leading.
He's the heavy favorite right now.
Lamar Jackson plus 650. He's the next one in line.
Looking like Allen's got it.
Yeah.
Saquon plus 2,000. Jared Goff plus 3,000.
Jared Goff?
Mahomes
he's quietly been
plus 6,000. Mahomes made the list.
Why is he on the list?
You know why. You know the name.
Yeah, they love him.
Why is
Sam Darnold plus 12,000.
What?
I'd say Sam Darnold's had a better season than Patrick.
I would too.
For sure.
So Joe Burrow is not on that list.
Joe Burrow is not on the list.
I would put. I mean, I know you got to take in win-loss.
Joe Burrow's got like 20 touchdowns.
I would put him in if I put Patrick Mahomes in. I mean,
yeah,
plus 20,000. Just give him something.
I'm looking at it right now. Chase is on the list, but Burrow is not. Chase is at plus 50,000.
Really?
Yes.
Wait till after this week.
I mean, Purdy's higher. Brock Purdy.
That's
he's
crazy.
not had a season at all.
Do you all see where Brock Purdy bought his offensive line new trucks.
I did. I watched that actually this morning.
He only makes like $900,000 a year, which I say only. I would.
Oh shucks.
Yeah, darn, only 900,000. But that's kind of crazy. How is? I mean, I know he gets endorsement deals and all kinds of different ways to make money, but he spent a lot of money.
I don't think he's hurting on brand deals. So
No,
I think he's had a couple pretty decent ones.
only 900,000.
Yeah,
I can't believe I said that.
How much money you make nowadays?
Well,
You
you
make
give
them
out
2
8
3
trucks
bills?
and they're
Yeah, I mean, I think I seen
7,000
something.
apiece.
It was like $700,000 for all those vehicles he bought.
I mean, he bought what 10 of them?
Yeah, something crazy.
I'm sure that dealership loves him.
Right?
Oh yeah.
You think you got a discount?
Oh, for sure.
Discount double check.
Surely for buying 10, you get something.
Yeah. Speaking
Buy
of the
9 get 1 free.
Yeah.
Something.
Speaking of the discount double check, did everybody see that Aaron Rodgers must have listened to the pod last week because he got on Pat McAfee's show and said, he doesn't care what the haters say. So
We'll keep saying it.
We'll
Yeah.
double down.
I mean, we'll double down. What's Aaron Rodgers' MVP odds right now, Gib?
I didn't see him on there.
He's not on the list. Probably plus
That's
2
wild.
million. Yeah. That's what happens whenever you're washed up.
Hang
He
it
should
up.
have just got hurt third play again, but I don't know if it.
And did you see where he was asked? He was like, "Would you mentor a young quarterback that came into the Jets?" He was like, "Absolutely." Like you threw a fit when the Packers drafted Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's grown.
He's matured.
He's matured. Yeah.
He's like, dang, I'm not as good as I used to
When
be.
he realizes he's washed.
I need to get that bag while I can.
Yeah, he had to listen to some Toby Keith. Ain't as good as I once was.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he was sitting there. He's like, "Dang, this is about me."
All right, rolling into another not so great 1 o'clock game. Cardinals at Panthers.
Cardinals at Panthers. So Stewart came in with another remote pick. He said Cardinals alternate spread 2.5. What is the legitimate spread on that one?
It's set at 4.5.
Yeah,
I could see him winning by a field goal. I could see it being 3-0.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. I would take the alternate spread 2.5 for the Cardinals. Which the Panthers kind of playing good.
Yeah, they are looking all right.
What is the plus money for a Panthers money line, Gib?
Plus 180.
Plus 180.
I mean, it's not a terrible one. I don't know if I can
And it's
endorse
at
it.
Carolina, too.
And yeah, it's at North Carolina, or not North Carolina, but I mean, I guess it is in North Carolina, but that's kind of weird. Why the Carolina Panthers?
Yeah, they could be both. You know?
That could be. Yeah, is the stadium right on the line?
Could be.
Just on the border, so it's
Yeah.
got both Carolinas.
I don't know. I always liked the Carolina Panthers when I was little.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're-
do too.
Logo, 10 out of 10. Colors, 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's what you're really looking for whenever you're picking a team at 6 years old.
For sure.
Like, hey, that looks cool.
Considering we don't have a team to root for.
Right. I don't think I'm going to start rooting for the Panthers again, though.
No.
We kind of touched on it, but the over-under set at 47.5. I don't like the over at all.
Ooh, that's high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see this being a 17-10, a 20-17. I mean, any of that keeps you way under that 46.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think I would agree with Stewart on that. Hit that alternate spread 2.5 for the Cardinals, and then hit the under, since we like our over-unders on this Kentucky Prime Picks podcast. What we got next, Gib?
Rolling in next is Eagles at Commanders.
Ooh.
We got a 3.5-point spread going Philly's way. Philly minus 200 odds, and then over-under set at 45.5. I hate
Philly's
that
kinda
45.5.
rolling.
Yeah, I would think Eagles spread should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, if you're a little nervous about it, take Eagles money line.
Yeah, I think that's solid.
Yeah, I definitely like Eagles money
I
line.
feel like you hit the over, too.
What'd you say the over-under, Gib?
You think?
It's at 45.5.
40.
Eagles D's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, do you think the Eagles' offense is going to score, 35?
I hope. But I hope it's 5 touch pushes. I don't give a damn.
5 tush pushes.
5 Saquon touchdowns is what we need.
What would be the line on that? 4+ touchdowns. Give it to me. I don't even think they go that high. It's probably 2+ is the most you can do.
I occasionally throw in a 3+.
Do they?
But
I hate doing any like multiple touchdowns.
Oh,
Yeah, if they get one, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get one early, and you're like, this is hitting for
Yeah.
sure.
I've bet 2+ touchdowns since I've been betting. And it was last year, Stephon Diggs, when he was on the Bills. He, like Gibb said, he got one like 5 minutes into the game. He was still like plus 300 to get another one. So I was like, bang. And he actually did. So I'm 1-0. And probably won't ever touch one again.
Not bad. I'm 0-1.
Yeah?
Bet Jacobs last week to get 2 touchdowns. So 2 weeks before, he got 3 in each game. First drive, they come out running heavy. He was pretty much the only one that touched the ball on the first drive, scored a touchdown. And I'm like, all right, that's easy. Didn't get another one.
Yeah. Didn't touch the ball again.
No, well, he did, but, you know.
So to get a 3+ in that game, the Eagles Commanders, Saquon is the most likely at plus 1,700. And then right behind him, Jalen Hurts, plus 2,500. And then the odds just jump drastically after that.
If it's on the 1 or 2, you better bet tush push.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, how many touchdowns has Saquon Barkley had taken away from him this year?
He gets
because
all the way
he gets
down.
it down to the goal line.
Tush push.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been plenty of them. It's ridiculous. Honestly, I think if they didn't do any of the tush pushes, he would probably be in the lead for.
That's what I was about to say.
MVP
His
race.
MVP numbers would be crazy.
Yeah.
If he got all those 1-2 yard touchdowns.
Don't even try it. Just go straight to the tush push every time.
But Saquon's also a very selfless player. I don't know if you've seen any of they have mic'd up moments or anything throughout the season.
Yeah.
You know, coach come over and it's like, hey, you're 10 yards away from breaking, whatever.
Yeah, his record or single game Eagles record or something like that.
And he's like, nah, let the young guys eat. Like, let them stay in there. Like,
yeah.
I didn't get it in my time. We ran the score up. There's no need in me playing, getting hurt. Like, let the young guys do it. And that's admiration. Like, that's respect.
Yeah. But at the same time,
that's hurting his MVP.
By God, if I bet you to get another touchdown,
you need better.
I need you to get in there and get a touchdown.
For sure.
Oh.
Is what it is, though, right? Oh. We got Ohio and Jackson State replay on behind us. We got a guy swimming in the end zone.
They were lined up like they were going to go for a tush push.
Yeah. The tush push is taking over the game.
I hate it.
It's almost like the forward pass. They can't stop it.
Rolling into the next game. Did we hit everything with the Eagles before I skip it?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe so.
Just the alternate.
Yeah, I'll take, spread.
All right, then we roll into the Giants at the Falcons. Another not so great game.
Terrible.
Good time to take a nap.
What is the
8.5 point spread?
Well, last week I said I was nervous about the Ravens covering that 16.5, and Giants look terrible.
Yeah, they smoked it.
Yeah, the Giants aren't really showing up to games, so
no,
it's kind of a gimme at this point.
But the Falcons.
They're not looking too.
They're not looking the greatest.
Didn't Cousins get benched?
I'm not entirely sure.
Pretty sure.
Could you imagine getting the contract he got, and then they're like, "Buddy, we're gonna have to sit you down."
Yeah.
I mean,
I
wouldn't be mad.
Darn.
Yeah, you're guaranteed money and everything.
He's looking
Michael Penix Jr.
He's looking at Brock Purdy's $900,000. He's laughing. He makes that in a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the money line of that game. Falcons minus 480. I don't see.
That's no value.
Yeah, I don't see the Giants pulling out, making that plus 370 worth it.
No.
Over under set at 43.5.
Slamming the under.
Yeah, I don't like the over at all.
Yeah, I don't. Michael Penix Jr. I mean, is this going to be his first game starting?
Believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, this could be a potential game where he comes in, maybe doesn't look too hot. They go back to old Kirk Cousins.
Very possible.
Yeah, I would probably avoid this game altogether. Like Austin said, take a nap.
Yeah.
What time is that one, Gib?
It's a 1 o'clock game, so
there's
others.
You got other options.
Yeah, you got options.
You don't have to watch it.
Really, only one good game on at 1, so.
Yeah, I'm about to roll into another bad game at 1 o'clock.
Another mid-off.
Titans at Colts.
Ooh.
Snoozer.
3.5 point spread to the Colts, minus 198, and a 42.5 point over under.
Oh, Mason Rudolph starting quarterback for the Titans now after Will Levis put up 88 yards. Yeah, 88 yards.
Not a good look.
We're going to talk about that real quick. His over-under for passing yards last week was set at 215 and a half.
God.
That's a no-brainer.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's already low enough as it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's low for a quarterback.
His over-under should be, I mean, I like Will Levis. 125.
Yeah.
If he hits over.
I'm still hitting the under.
Yeah, I mean, I still probably would. And then his rushing yards. He had 15 and a half was his over-under on rushing yards. What the hell?
I feel like just about any quarterback that's not a Brady is going to get that every game.
Except Will Levis.
Except for Will Levis.
Yeah. I took the under on him on the passing yards and the rushing yards. They both hit because he gets benched in the second half.
Yeah.
I was like, well, don't have to worry about that one anymore.
Yeah.
I was ecstatic when Mason Rudolph came in. And then Joe Burrow, cut my heart out and ate it. But, yeah, so Colts, Titans, I wouldn't touch it.
No.
If anything, I'd say maybe the under.
Yeah.
But even then,
But then again, like,
you're having two.
Mason Rudolph kind of had the Titans clicking there at the end of that game. Their running back, Spears, he had like 27 fantasy points.
Yeah. I'd say avoid the whole game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch it.
And then rolling into the next one, we got the Lions at the Bears.
All right, Stewart came back with us a spread of line 6.5. He's taking that all day, he says.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. The Bears are terrible. Caleb Williams, terrible.
Yeah.
Lions.
He looked good for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
He was looking like he might be a problem to deal with.
Yeah.
Who's his number one weapon? 60-year-old Keenan Allen.
Yeah. Which Keenan Allen a few weeks ago got 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was one of the +2 that I seen getting posted around online. But I don't think they get it in this game.
No.
I would say, what's the over-under on that, Gib?
That is 47.5.
I would probably take the over.
I like the over
Lions could,
because the Lions.
Yeah,
can
the Lions are
destroy
going
them.
to.
yeah.
I can see this being
a
40
53 game.
Yeah, 48-10.
Yeah. Dan Campbell shows him no mercy.
Yeah, I think the line's 6.5. I would take that plus the over and feel very good about going to bed, not even watching that one if it was late in the night.
But it's another 1 o'clock game, so
Hey,
at least something better to watch.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, like you said, Dan Campbell shows no mercy. He's like the water boy, Captain Insanos.
Yeah.
All right, rolling into the last 1 o'clock game. It's Rams at Jets. It is an even Rams -3. And Rams are -162. Over-under set at 46.5. I like the Rams on all of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the over-under.
No.
But
Yeah, I don't like the over-under at all. Just because I don't know enough about the Rams to.
They've been
Cooking.
good.
Which, we talked all that smack about Aaron Rodgers last week, but they look pretty good. They put up, I think, 30.
Yeah, they did.
But how
They were playing the
consistent is
Jags. They were playing the Jags, so.
We could put up 30 on the Jags.
Yeah. Actually, they had Trevor Lawrence's funeral that day,
Yeah.
right before the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't in the place to play a football game.
No.
Not in the mindset.
But yeah, still not. I always hate an even spread,
Yeah.
especially at 3, because that 3 just hurts.
Yeah,
Is
it
a
does.
field goal gonna make or break the game? I might do an alternate,
2.5.
but also might just up it to a 6.5.
Right, yeah, just to see.
Because I could easily see them pulling out a touchdown win.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, just take Rams money line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
-162 is still valuable.
Yeah, not
especially
terrible.
added into a couple leg parlay.
Yeah.
It's gonna start adding value quick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, Rams gonna win by at least 14.
Heard it here first.
14.
Biddy, Rams by 14.
I like it.
Lock it in.
Mark in. Puka's running.
All right, rolling over to the 4 o'clock games. First one is Vikings at Seahawks.
So, Stewart's got an alternate spread on this one. Vikings -2.5.
Yeah, because right now that spread's set at 3. That's another one.
Yeah, terrible.
That should be a good game though.
Yeah.
It should be a good game.
I think the Vikings win by more than a touchdown, though, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
They've
the
been looking
Vikings to
good.
pull out a nice big win here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Big Gino's
42.5 over under.
True.
I'll take the over.
Take the over.
42.5.
Yeah, easily.
I'll take the over.
Oh, I'm still up in the air about it. I might not.
Y'all have a lot of faith.
Like, we want scoring, Biddy.
Yeah, we like it.
We like good football.
Yeah, we want this game to look like LSU and Alabama from last
Some
year,
real
70 to
guys.
70.
Yeah, honestly though, I could see this game being like a 9-13 9-12 game, like just literally all field goals.
Yeah, I could see that too. I hate whenever you take an over, you log into FanDuel and it's 6-3.
Yeah.
You're like, well, that's
quarter.
That's never gonna hit.
yeah. It's like, well, they have to score. Let me add it up here. Start counting on the fingers. 37 points in 12 minutes.
Can be done.
It's like, okay, well, we got some work to do here, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would take Vikings there as well, though. And probably the over on the spread, like we said.
Yeah.
What we got next, Gib?
Next game, Patriots at Bills. This one's just gonna be
What's the spread on
disgusting.
that?
It's gonna be
14
ugly.
and a half.
It's gonna be ugly.
I like the over on that spread.
Yeah.
Bills minus 1,200 money line. There ain't no value betting on that.
No, obviously you don't take Bills' money line here. What's the over-under?
46 and a half.
Over.
Smashing
Over.
it. Killing it.
Bills score that by themselves.
Easy.
For sure. Honestly, like if they hit the over, I'm going to say it's going to be 95% the Bills. There might be a field goal by the Patriots, but
Yeah.
that's really all I'm expecting out of that one.
Yeah, I would take the 14.5 and the over. And a Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Because for whatever reason, he's decided he's going to run every single ball that he touches into the end zone.
Had 2 rushing ones last week against the Lions?
Yeah, in like the first quarter.
Yeah. I mean, he hit it quick.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, if he just doesn't like passing the ball anymore, but he's like, I'm going to do it all. He's like, actually, I'm going to throw it to you, and then you're going to deflect it back to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to score. And then I'm going to run it in. And then I might throw a touchdown. And then I'm going to put the headset on and be the coach for the fourth quarter.
I'm going to just go out there and I'm going to call plays, too.
Yeah.
He can check in on defense.
He's like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", he could.
I mean, he can read an offense pretty well. I mean,
that'd kind of be nasty, wouldn't
it?
Josh Allen back there at linebacker?
You throw him in at spy,
I'm
calling plays?
No, I'm putting him in at linebacker. He's coming down the gap and he's cranking somebody.
maybe D end.
Yeah.
You're letting him get dirty in there.
Yeah.
Put him on the edge.
I feel like that's what he wants,
That's what he would want. You don't play the type of football Josh Allen plays without wanting some hits.
For sure. But yeah, Bills all the way in that game, slamming everything.
Yeah. I really do. I think I would do a Josh Allen anytime touchdown.
Oh, yeah. I'd say so.
I'm going to say he's probably going to have only 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing.
Yeah.
At the very least. He might even have another receiving one. You never know.
At what point is he just going to start throwing it up to himself? Like, not even just, throwing it to somebody, it gets deflected, none of that. He just launches it in the air.
Just airballs it.
Yeah, like Mr. Perfect back in the WWF at that point.
Yeah.
Just throw the towel up in the air to himself.
Right behind the back.
Yeah.
All right, we got a toss-up for the next game. Vegas doesn't know what they like. Nobody seems to know. The 49ers at the Dolphins.
49ers.
I like.
It is a 1.5 point spread. Both teams are minus on the money line. The 49ers are minus 106. The Dolphins are minus 112. So technically the Dolphins are the favorite, but barely.
49ers all day.
For sure.
It's at Miami.
At Miami.
Tyreek Hill wants a trade. Yeah.
He's done.
He put on Twitter, he said, it's my time, coach.
Over under 44.5.
I think under.
I'd take the under, but I'd maybe alternate spread that 49ers 3.5. Or,
2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
I respect it.
Maybe 6.5. I mean, if we're going crazy.
Let's do it. Let's go crazy.
We gotta be trustworthy, guys.
Well, I mean, don't trust us with your money. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next one.
That's crazy. Actually, I mean, sorry to interrupt you, Ed, but I mean, did they not look at Tyreek Hill Twitter this week?
No, they saw
a lot of faith in Waddle there.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if he's
like Biddy said. I know they seen it. Tyreek Hill may not even suit up this weekend. He may have an Antonio Brown
Does
walk
he
off
quit
the
in middle
field.
of the game?
You might have to go check on all his kids.
Yeah.
Might get pulled over before the game.
I was
He
saying,
might.
he almost get arrested again. But, yeah, on to the next one. We got Jaguars at Raiders.
Another snoozer.
Raiders are the favorite with a 1.5 point spread, minus 120 money line, and a 40.5 over under.
Well, I know what I'm doing in this game. I'm going to avoid it like the plague.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
Not touching any.
Yeah.
Straight bad. Man.
I mean, this is another one that's kind of a toss-up. There's a little bit more of a
Where's it at?
in Las Vegas.
I mean, I would take Raiders just off of that if I had to, but
Yeah, I was saying, kind of just going on home team advantage for this one.
yeah, that's.
But the Jags their money line odds are plus 102, so it's not even value to bet the underdog.
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I'm
I'm
not touching this one.
I'm avoiding this one.
In the spirit of Christmas, like they say with the Grinch, not with a 10-foot pole.
Then we got our prime time Sunday night 8 o'clock game, Buccaneers at Dallas versus the Cowboys.
What was the spread on this one, Gib?
The Bucs are favorited by 3.5, with a money line of minus 198, and dang, that's a pretty steep one. 48.5 point.
Oh, so this is one Stewart also hit an alternate spread on minus 2.5 for the Bucs. Yeah, I hate the 3.5.
Yeah, like they know what they're doing with it, but I hate it.
Austin is our insider for the Cowboys.
Might be a little biased, but I would flip that alternate spread 2.5 for the Cowboys. It's at Dallas.
Are they going to close the
sun's gonna
blinds?
get that.
Yeah,
Last time they tried, it failed.
It will be dark. It's a late game.
it will be dark. Yeah,
I think Dallas wins.
yeah.
You're crazy.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's good. Let's not forget that. You know, he's a good football player. Baker Mayfield, a good football player, and he has Mike Evans.
Yeah.
And who's the running back? Bucky Irving.
He's kind of been going crazy.
Kind of been going nasty.
I'm staying away from the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Austin
kind of talked me into it for a second, but now that I'm
I'll bring you back to reality.
Talking myself out of it, I'm probably I agree with that. Buccaneers 2.5 on the alternate spread. I like that. Maybe couple that with a Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb touchdown.
I don't know how to feel about that 48.5.
I wouldn't touch
That's
that
too
at all.
high.
That's too high. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 42.5.
Still,
I'm going to be happy with 36.
36.5.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, it's Cowboys.
It's not an Iowa game, Biddy. Remember last year whenever Iowa's every week the over-under would come out and it just kept getting lower and lower?
Yeah.
I think at some point every week it'd come out and we'd just bang the under and it would hit every week. And it got down to like the high 20s.
Yeah.
It was like 29.5. Hit the under, hits again. Yeah, I would. Yeah, it was.
Some good quality defense right there.
Yeah, Big Ten football. Which, speaking of Big Ten football, I know we're kind of backtracking here. I don't know why Ohio State thinks they're going to dog walk Tennessee.
Oh, no shot.
Yeah, I'm sorry this just hit me. But everybody's talking about, it's going to be cold. Do they not realize it gets cold in the South, too? I mean, it snowed here today in Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No.
Speechless.
Yeah, I mean, I seen today somebody put up a screenshot of the weather app. It was 1 degree cooler in Columbus, Ohio than it was in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey.
Wow.
Big temperature change.
Yeah, it was like 38 in Columbus and 39 in Knoxville.
I mean, aren't they like 6 hours apart?
Like it's not far.
It's not like we're going up and playing or they're going up and playing in New England or
Yeah, Wisconsin, Minnesota, something crazy like that. It's Ohio.
Yeah.
You can spit on it. What are we looking at, Biddy?
Indiana interception.
Ooh, Indiana pick.
That's like second play.
Looking good for the Indiana money line that we talked about earlier.
Looking good.
Go ahead and throw it out there.
And for our final game, Monday night, Saints at Packers.
How much are the Packers favored by again?
That's a big spread. 14.5 point spread.
I don't. That's too big.
Yeah, too much.
I mean, they may win by that much, but from a betting standpoint, I wouldn't.
I don't like it.
I
I'm
wouldn't
staying
like
away
it.
from that.
I would go Green Bay money line.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, minus 1150 though. Not really even worth throwing on the money line.
What's the over/under in that?
I mean, if you got a parlay though, it'll help a little bit.
I mean, it might make you go from winning $12 to $4,013.
Hey, that's $1.
It's $1.
I'd jump a little more on that.
Yeah.
Over/under set at 42.5.
I would take the over.
Over?
I do like the over there.
I don't know. I kind of like the under there.
Okay. Ooh. Also, what do you think? Over/under 42.5 for Green Bay and Saints.
I would probably take the over if the Saints can score at least
20
touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think that hits, but
yeah, I could see this game ending in like a 30-something to
35 to 14, 35 to
20.
Yeah.
Who's quarterback right now for the Saints? Is it still Rattler or?
Yeah, it is. He came in actually. Who did they play last week? Because I got another bad beat off that one.
You know, it's crazy. I was about to tell you, and then you asked me, and I forgot.
Was it the Commanders?
I think it was the Commanders. Because they brought Rattler in. They were down, I want to say 8. And we had Commanders spread at 6.5. If it was the Commanders. Fact check me on that.
I think it was.
Whoever they played, though, we had them 6.5. And they were down 8. And then Spencer Rattler comes in, throws a touchdown, gets it back within, 2 points at that point. They go for a 2-point conversion and miss it. But, he screwed us out of the 6.5.
Yeah.
Is that who it was?
Was the Commanders in a 20-19 finish.
Yeah, and check the score on that real quick.
The box?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints scored 12 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's what it was. We had Commanders 6.5.
2 field goals, and then as time expired, it's looking like zeros on the board. They had a touchdown.
Yep.
And then a failed 2-point to win it.
Yep, that's what it was. We had Commanders at 6.5, and it was clear all day until the last play of the game. And Spencer Rattler comes in, throws a touchdown. Like I say, it goes for the 2-point conversion. They don't get it, so they end up losing that game by, was it 1 point?
1 point.
Yeah, hey, that's good for him. That's what he gets.
Yeah.
Screwing the parlay. I mean, if you're going to come in and do that, you got to at least let us know.
Right.
We wouldn't have put the 6.5
Yeah,
on
you got to phone a
Commanders.
friend and
Yeah.
be like, hey, I'm gonna show up. I might not show out, but I'm showing up.
Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, is what it is. Sometimes that happens, right? All right, does anybody else have anything they want to add? NFL, college football, NCAA basketball for tomorrow?
You know, there was something that was standing out to me earlier.
Notre Dame interception.
Notre Dame interception. Just going to be a turnover-prone game.
It's like Kentucky.
Yeah.
You ought to already be up 20 by now, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
Nothing else
that's
we want to
drawing my
add?
attention.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to move in to our second part of our Lil Wayne Madness bracket. We're going down to the bottom left corner. Number 1 seed, Emily, taking on the 16 seed, Running. Emily all day. All right, 8-9 matchup. President Carter, God Bless America. President Carter all day.
For sure.
This is where we're going to have a little bit of controversy potentially. We were talking about this earlier. 5 seed Fireman versus the 12 seed How to Hate.
You got to go Fireman.
I'm taking How to Hate.
I like How to Hate. Biddy?
Let's go How to Hate.
Dang, How to Hate.
With the win, the upset.
5-12 upset, yes sir. All right, 4 and 13. I Am Not a Human Being versus I Miss My Dogs. I miss my dogs getting slept
Can I pet
on.
that dog?
Being a
Can I
13,
bet that dog?
being a 13 seed's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
that's
that's going to make
disrespect.
it Final Four for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of songs in this bracket that's coming up to I Miss My Dogs. All right, Sky's the Limit. Don't get it. Sky's the Limit.
Sky's the limit.
When I was 5, my favorite movie was The Gremlins. Bob. All right. Steady Mobbing, 2 shots.
Steady mobbing.
Steady Mobbing.
For sure.
How to Love, Phone Home.
How to Love.
How to Love. And then Tie My Hands versus Abortion. This is one we kind of had to do a little research on at the beginning.
I'm going to go with Abortion.
I'll go with Abortion as well.
Want to go Abortion also. So that wraps up our part 2 of our Lil Wayne bracket. So if you're following along, we've got the whole left side of the bracket completed. We'll be moving on to the right side next week and the week after. Yeah, I'm like Austin. I Miss My Dogs is going to be...
It's going to be tough to knock that out.
Final Four material. They've got a potential matchup, actually, next time we hit their side. How to Hate and I Miss My Dogs.
That's easy.
That's easy for you. It's a little tougher, but I think I'm going to agree with that.
Can't give any spoilers away.
Yeah, no spoilers. But I Miss My Dogs.
That's a good song.
Yeah. I mean, that's one you said about, when did that come out?
Probably
we were too
early
young.
2000s.
Yeah, we were too young to know that song at that point. But it was a bop.
For sure.
All right, guys. This has been Kentucky Prime Picks. We appreciate everybody listening. We'll catch you guys hopefully next week. Things are going to be a little crazy at Christmas and everything. But we will be back giving you all the college football playoffs. Hopefully Indiana comes through, gets the win tonight, makes some money, as well as tomorrow with our Tennessee, SMU, Penn State, Clemson, Texas matchups. You all take it easy. Thanks for listening.